A by-election was held on July 30th in 15 districts throughout Korea, with the poll coming in the middle of vacation season and on the heels of local elections in June. Voter turnout was expected to be low. Just under 33% of eligible voters cast ballots in the by-election, which is more than 2 percentage points lower than the average of the past 14 by-elections. Seoul's Dongjak-bi district was in the spotlight, with ruling party candidate Na Kyung-won winning in a neck-and-neck race with Justice Party candidate No Hae-chan. Arirang TV's political correspondent Ji Myung-gil was at the ruling Saenuri Party's headquarters. Presidential correspondent Choi Yu-sun was at Arirang TV, and reporter Yu Lian went out to the polling stations. All three brought us the latest results live. An exhibition of photos from Korea's easternmost island of Dokdo has opened. The photographs were taken by famous Korean photographer Kim Jung-man over a period of 2 years. Arirang TV's cultural correspondent Park Ji-won covered the photo exhibition, which shows the beauty of the island. More than 20,000 photos were taken, but only 55 were used for the exhibition. All the photos will be donated to the Northeast Asian History Foundation for use inside and out of Korea. The exhibition is free of charge to the public until August 11th at the Sejong Center for the Performing Arts. Korea's industrial production saw its biggest gains in more than 3 years in June. Economics correspondent Na Hyung-kyung had the story. Statistics Korea released a report for industrial production in June. All industries saw a 2.1% monthly increase. The mining and manufacturing sectors saw a particular boost in July, but analysts say the numbers don't tell the true story. They attributed the rise mainly to a base effect and said it doesn't mean the economy is gaining momentum. Early in the morning, reporter Connie Kim gets ready in front of the National Pension Service for a live connection.
For more on the economic effects the newly introduced pension program would have, we connect live to our Connie Kim. Good morning, Connie.
Good morning, Tinju. The government has released a lump sum payment of about $720 million to pension recipients last Friday. Now, still, a lot of senior citizens are making inquiries to the National Pension Service, where I'm standing at right now, about whether they really qualify for the new pension program. Now, likewise, there are still some confusions going on, but on the economic front, many analysts say that this new pension program could have a boosting effect on the sluggish domestic consumption. Let's take a look.
So last Friday, the government released a total lump sum of about $720 million to the pension recipients. And this was highly disputed because such a large amount of money was given to the senior citizens that were eligible for the program. So I was reading through the topic and I found an interesting angle where some analysts raised the question of whether these lump sum payments will have a positive effect on the sluggish domestic consumption right now in the nation.
It was another busy Monday morning at the news center. Connie is preparing for the On Point segment on Korea Today. She's doing a report on the nation's new pension program.
노인복지회관이라고 있어요. 그럼 거기에 보면 다양한 어르신들도 있고 거기에 다양한 수업도 듣고 막 이러거든. 이런 분들 지금 찍으면서 밑그림으로 찍고 이러면서 이런 분들이 이제 기초연금 받으시잖아.
The new pension program is aimed at helping elderly individuals in the lower income bracket so they can lead more comfortable lives.
네, 안녕하세요. 여기 아리랑 TV인데요. 오늘 제공하는 교육 프로그램 관련해서 저희가 영상 촬영 요청을 드리고 싶은데 네, 알겠습니다. 네. 이번 주 내내 휴강이래요. 네, 여기 안 되겠다. 어떡해.
Connie's having difficulties finding a venue for the interview.
네, 안녕하세요. 여기 아리랑 TV인데요. 혹시 지금 방학 기간이세요? 혹시 지금 방학 기간인가요? 지금 모든 노인복지관이 방학 기간이에요?
She decided to look outside of Seoul in the surrounding Gyeonggi-do province.
저희가 여기서 제공하는 그 교육 프로그램 하나를 촬영을 좀 요청을 드리고 싶은데 혹시 지금 방학 기간이세요? 8월 1일부터세요? 저희가 그 이번에 저번 주부터 이제 기초연금 지급이 시작됐잖아요, 노인분들에게. 제공하는 교육 프로그램 하나를 저희가 촬영을 좀 하고 싶거든요. 예. 네, 감사합니다. 네.
I wanted to get video footages of the daily lives of the senior citizens, and I thought going to a community center would be the best option. And I didn't think it was going to be difficult, but it happens to be that most of the community centers right now are on summer break. And so I started calling literally almost all the community centers in Seoul and Gyeonggi-do province. And luckily, I was able to get in contact with one center in Gyeonggi-do.
That afternoon, Connie went to a community center in Suwon, Gyeonggi-do province.
누가 봤는지 알아봐가지고 그 사람을 먼저 약간 이렇게 위주로 찍고 이제 그 사람 인터뷰를 시작을 하고 싶은 거예요.
She puts together a filming strategy before visiting the classroom. The Cheongseol Choir Group meets once a week for practice. Connie feels energized as she meets the passionate seniors.
기초연금 관련해서 취재하고 있는데요. 지금 실제로 기초연금 받으시는 분 인터뷰하고 그래서 뉴스랑 이제 아침 방송에 나갈 거예요. 코리아투데이라는 아리랑 TV에서 나왔거든요. 그래서 오늘 협조해 주셔서 너무 감사하고요. 그다음에 오늘 실제로 이제 기초연금 받으시는 할머니 분이랑 이제 할아버님 분 이제 짧게만 인터뷰하면 되니까 오늘 너무 감사드립니다. 네.
Before she went out for news coverage, Connie felt pressure as it's a sensitive topic for some people. She had to be careful about what she said and how she asked questions. The original pension program began in 1988, which means many of today's seniors were not eligible, and even if they were, the payouts are quite low. So it's hoped the new pension program will help make those who are eligible more comfortable in their golden years. The practice came to an end. Connie quickly prepares for the interview.
할머니 안녕하세요. 저 김지연 기자라고 하는데요. 요번에 이제 25일부터 기초연금이 이제 일괄적으로 이제 추가로 더 지급이 됐잖아요. 그래서 이게 정말 많은 도움이 되시는지 그걸 짧게만 여쭤볼게요.
아이 큰일 났네. 이거 얼굴 나오는 거 아니야?
네, 맞아요.
나 어떡해.
아니, 예쁘게 찍어주실 거예요. 원래 받으시는 기초연금에서 추가로 얼마 더 받으시고 어느 곳에 이제 주로 쓰실 건지 뭐 저축을 하실 건지 아니면
11만 원 더 받았고 저는 이제 혼자고 내 그냥 활동비로 좀 보태서 쓰는 거지 뭐.
그럼 이제 뭐 실질적으로 이제 좀 도움이 되시나요? 그런
좀 도움이 되지. 내가 지금 능력이 없고 들어오는 수입이 없으니까. 그 도움이 많이 되지.
Connie gains a bit of courage after the positive interview. At the community center gym, Connie's going to meet more elderly citizens.
저희 그냥 여기 짧게 잠깐 촬영만 좀 할게요. 그냥 원래 하시던 대로 연습하시면 될 것 같아요.
Happiness in old age often means learning new things and taking on new challenges. Individual and institutional efforts are necessary for these kinds of changes.
이지연 기자라고 하는데요. 그 저희가 이번에 그 25일부터 이제 기초연금이 이제 지급이 되기 시작했잖아요. 새로 추가적으로. 그래서 그 관련해서 짧게 인터뷰 가능할까요? 지금 카메라 기자님이랑 같이 올게요. 감사합니다.
What would other elderly people say about the National Pension Program?
25일부터 이제 기초연금이 더 추가적으로 이제 지급이 되는데 저축을 할 수 있을 만큼 그런 실질적인 도움이 되는지 그거 짧게 말씀 부탁드릴게요.
생활비도 보태 쓰고 또 뭐 병원에도 많이 다니고 하니까 뭐 의료비도 보태 쓰고 그러면은 안 받는 것보다는 좀 생활에 보탬이 되니까 조금 여유가 있을 것 같아요.
저축은 어떻게 생각하셨어요?
조금 여축해놨다가 그때 좀 필요할 때 좀 목돈으로 쓸 수도 있다고 생각을 해요. 근데 아직은 이제 처음 받아봤으니까 이제 앞으로 계속 받으면은 글쎄 뭐 이제 그런 계획도 좀 이제 세워볼 만도 하고 아직 계획은 안 세워봤어요.
네, 감사합니다. I didn't know how the general seniors think about the changed basic pension program. And once I got to talk to them, I got a general gist of that most of them were very positive about it, that they were going to spend it on consumption, which was basically the topic of my news package. So I think getting to interview them at the spot really helped of getting my news package together.
After the interviews with the elderly citizens, Connie visited an expert. She wanted to hear about the significance and the effect of the new pension program.
좀 저소득층한테 상대적으로 많이 주어지는 거잖아요. 소비에는 긍정적인 영향을 이제 미친다라고.
기초연금과 유사한 제도를 도입한 일본이 있는데 일본이랑 좀 비교했을 때 이게 소비가 증가하는 효과가 좀 보일지.
뭐 일본의 경우도 유사한 제도를 도입하면서 노인층 소비가 늘어난 경험이 있는데 뭐 우리나라도 마찬가지라고 보여집니다. 노인층이 상대적으로 소비 성향이 높고 또 현재 우리나라 노인층 중에 빈곤 가구에 속하는 경우가 많을 수 있기 때문에 늘어나는 소득의 상당 부분이 소비에 쓰일 수 있다라고 본다면 부진한 소비를 조금이나마 개선시키는데 도움이 될 것으로 예상이 됩니다.
그러면 이제 소위 뭐 뭉칫돈이라고 해서 지급이 되면은 내수 특수를 기대하는 분위기가 있잖아요. 뭐 그런 내수 특수까지 저희가 좀 기대를 해볼 수 있는 부분인지.
현재 내수가 워낙 위축되어 있기 때문에 이런 노인에 대한 연금 지급 증가로 인해서 소비가 다소 개선되는 효과는 있겠지만 이러한 제도가 노후 불안을 근본적으로 해소시켜주는 것은 아니고 또 구조적인 가계부채 부담 그런 문제들이 있기 때문에 근본적으로 활성화되기는 어려움이 있다라고 보여집니다.
네, 감사합니다.
Most of her curiosities were answered through the interview.
Since there wasn't any facts or statistics about the revised pension program, it was somewhat hard to get a forecast of how it will affect the economy overall. And in the case of Japan, they have launched a similar pension program in the late 1980s. So about 70% of Japanese senior citizens' income come from their own pension program. And people in their 60s consist of about 40% of the total household spending in Japan. Their pension program did actually lead to a boost in domestic consumption. And I wanted to ask the analyst of whether this was going to have a similar effect to the Korean society as well.
The next day, Connie visited another economic institute. She wanted to hear the views of other experts, in particular about the measures that are needed for the success of the basic pension program over the long haul.
제가 좀 찾아보니까 소비 효과가 한 0.1%포인트
네.
정도밖에 증가 안 한다는 얘기를 좀 많이 들어가지고.
네, 그 기초연금을 받으시는 분들 중에서 기초 소비가 부족했던 분들한테는 분명하게 소비 진작의 효과가 나타날 것이고, 근데 반면에 그 기초연금 재원을 부담하는 현 세대들의 세금 증가는 분명하게 늘어날 것이므로
개정된 기초연금에 있어서 좀 한계점에 대해서 몇 가지 더 말씀 부탁드릴게요.
네. 기초연금이 이전되는 과정에서 발생할 수 있는 손실, 그리고 기초연금이 보다 생산적인 곳으로 투입되지 못함으로 인해 발생할 수 있는 기회비용의 손실, 국민연금 가입자와 간의 형평성 문제가 아직 남아있기 때문에 그 다음에 지속적으로 연금을 낼 유인을 약화시킨다라고 볼 수 있겠습니다. 사후 관리, 그 제대로 관리가 안 될 경우에는 여전히 부정수급의 유인이 남아있다고 볼 수 있겠습니다.
그러면 이제 늘어난 기초연금으로 인해서 이제 좀 현 세대들의 부담이 늘어나서 장기적으로 봤을 때 좀 재원의 부담이 있어서 또 소비를 많이 줄인다는 그런 성향을 볼 수
현 세대들 입장에서는 어느 정도 근로유인의 약화가 있다라고 보여지고요. 또 이들의 어떤 그 소비도 당연히 이제 줄어든다고 볼 수 있겠습니다.
그럼 이제 노인분들의 소비가 어느 분야에서 조금 많이 늘어날 것으로 보이시는지.
기초연금 대상자 자체가 소득 하위 70%이기 때문에 식재료를 구입하거나 이런 부분들에 있어서의 어떤 소비가 증가할 것이라고 생각됩니다.
Connie is done collecting the information for her news package.
The topic of my news package was whether the new basic pension program was going to have a positive effect on the sluggish domestic consumption. And most of the analysts I talked to said in the short term, it's definitely going to bring about more spending. But another insight I got was that in the longer term, it's going to affect the younger generation with tax hikes, and more government fund would be needed to secure and sustain this new program. So I wanted to interview one more analyst who could talk about the side effects and what kind of challenges remain in order to sustain this current pension program.
71-year-old Kang Sun-nam takes choir lessons with her friends twice a week at a community center, thanks in part to the pension she receives from the government. Korea's elderly
Connie hopes her report will be delivered with sincerity to the viewers.
Exactly how much will they need? Now, taking a look at the graphs here, the total money needed to put into this new program is expected to grow about 30 times in less than 50 years.
Regardless of the time, she is out for a live connection with the studio.
So in my news package, I talk about the pros and cons of the economic effects the new pension program has. But since I didn't think that was enough information to help our foreign viewers understand about this newly introduced program, in my live connection on Korea Today, I tried to compare this with Japan, where they had already launched a similar program already, and exactly how much financial aid is needed to sustain this newly introduced program as well.
What goes around comes back around in relationships. If you show an interest in others, approach them first, share and smile with them, then the kind-hearted deeds will come back to you. Reporter Connie Kim listened carefully to the words of her elders to fill out her news story. We hope her kind-hearted efforts continue to stand out in future news reports.
For our 2 p.m. newscast every day, our Im Yoon-hee brings us the latest updates on Korea's arts and culture scene.
Wicked was a huge phenomenon here in Korea, attracting in over 100,000 different spectators who bring Western classical music to the people. So he takes these more well-known pieces, which was the first medical museum here in Korea. So take a look at what some of the doctors were doing hundreds of years ago.
This white porcelain kettle, topped with this fitted lid, often used with these spoons.
Korea has so much to offer. There are so many plays, theaters all over, and so I've always been interested in, musicals, plays, anything from movies as well. And so I really wanted to continue to explore and to learn, and I was given this opportunity to write stories about what I see, write stories about what I enjoy, and to share with others. And so it's a perfect opportunity.
Hello. I think we've been covering it every year. Pyeongchang Daegwallyeong classical music thing, right?
I didn't cover it last year. I was here this time last year. I don't recall this.
Oh, I think
maybe
covered it in news.
In news, okay. So I didn't cover it.
So what's interesting about this year? Is it different?
They have a flamenco dancer, and this year their theme is O Sole Mio, and so they're doing like Italy, Spain influences, musicians from there, and so.
Oh really? Oh.
So it's more of, like they said, the more southern influences in music in terms of classical music. So
I remember like 2 years ago maybe it was huge because they wanted to promote Pyeongchang as a Winter Olympics place, and I think that's how it actually started, this festival.
Because of the Olympics?
Yeah, because of Pyeongchang. Yeah, and that's why they selected Pyeongchang as a place to.
It's kind of far away for people to just go see a concert, but I mean, it's a school as well, and so they host like a school program for students who apply, and they get to study with all these masters.
But it's not for kids, it's for actual
They said
adult
studying
musicians?
students. I don't think it's like young kids, but I think they're still in like high school, college. So it's a short program only for the summer. But you get to study with these masters. Each of them hold different lectures and.
Well, time now for our daily arts and culture segment, and for that, of course, our Im Yoon-hee joins me live in the studio. So let's see what she has in store to help us beat the summer heat.
This is a music festival that takes place in the beautiful mountain of Gangwon-do Province,
in the city of Pyeongchang, which is also set to host the Winter 2018 Olympics.
And so this festival contains some of Korea's top classical musicians. So take a look.
In the beautiful hills of Gangwon-do Province, the sound of music fills the air. It's the 11th annual Great Mountains Music Festival and School, held in the rolling mountains of Pyeongchang.
There's so much for everyone to enjoy.
Right, there's so much to enjoy here as well.
All right, Yumi, thank you so much for that report, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Am I still red? I think I got a little bit red. I have so much fun doing these, but I really it's like a rush. It's like, adrenaline rush. You don't want to forget anything, and you want to deliver it properly, slowly, clearly. I have a problem speaking fast. I think I'm talking fast again. And so I really have to be conscious of that when I'm delivering. And so today, I really had a good back and forth dialogue with Kanyang, and sometimes it's hard because she's so busy. I'm so busy. It's hard to get that conversation going during the newscast, but I think today it went well, and she seemed interested in the items as well, and the stories, and so both overall good story, I think it's overall good newscast.
Well, it's been a very, personally, it's been a very rich, challenging, at times, of course difficult, but enjoyable 6 years of anchoring here at Arirang. And I don't want to say goodbye because it's not a permanent goodbye, but for the time being, I will be away, and I'd like to thank all our In the Newsroom viewers who have endured and persevered through my sometimes crazy, unfiltered segments. And for the time being, bye-bye, and I wish you all the best.